Hello and welcome back to day 3 of Inktober. I'm YS, and as you can probably tell, I'm still sick. Today's prompt is bait. And for this, I drew like a fish going for a coin, like a Japanese style koi fish, because I love those. I actually did a video super recently, like a week ago, that was also a koi fish. I did the line art for this using micron pens. I used 3 different sizes, 0, 1, 0, 3, and 0, 5. And in my first koi fish drawing, I learned so much, and I took a lot of the mistakes I made there and tried to make them better here. And I'm like impressed with myself. Like last time I was impressed with myself. This time I was like, what was I thinking last time? This time I'm impressed with myself. And I know it's like not even the best, but you know what? Like, I don't know. I feel it. I like it. It's good. It's alright. So I used 3 different sizes of micron pens. I started off with the 03 and I did most of the important areas, I guess. Like I did most of the main lines with it, if it makes sense. And then I left out some that I knew I wanted to go in with the 01. So all the fish scales, everything, I went in with the 03. After that, I went in with the thicker one, the 05, and did mostly just outlines of major shapes. And I really like doing this. There's a tattoo artist I really like called Louisa Tattoo. She's based in Han Tattoo in Toronto, and she's really good. And she uses like thick line art to outline a lot of her animals or what have you in her drawings, and it makes them look like super dynamic. So I kind of wanted to try doing that, which is why I'm using like this 3rd micron pen, even though I've never done like this whole 3 pen setup thing. Seems a little excessive, is a little excessive, but you know what, it works. And then after that, I went back in with the 01 and did all the fine little details. And I think the reason it worked out so well is because I knew exactly where I was going to put each pen before it. I didn't just like go in willy-nilly and like scan through the drawing and put it where I thought it would go. Like I knew where it was going to go. And I really liked in my last koi drawing for the scales, I did the outside outline and the inside outline with the same thickness of pen. And this time I switched, right? So because of that, I feel like it looks much more realistic that like, oh, that's the actual outline of the scale and that's just the inside line of the scale, if that makes any sense. Anyways, I like this a lot better, even though scales take forever, and every time after I do it, I'm like, why did I do this again? It's a little therapeutic, a little like, oh my god, I know I just made a mistake. Like after I did the ink wash on this, I had to go back in with white gel pen and fix so many little mistakes. Also, while I was doing this, I was so concentrated on doing, I don't know if it was the scales or what, but I totally like knocked over one of the little bottle caps of ink wash I had on the table. Didn't even notice until way later. One of the prompts I think around the middle of the month is dragons, so more scales coming your way then. But yeah, after I did all the line art, I went in with ink wash. And again, I'm just trying to do that kind of like traditional Japanese style and emulate those Japanese paintings and tattoos and stuff. I did this like right after my previous drawing for Inktober day 2, so I kind of took some of the mistakes I made with the ink wash there and tried to be a little bit better here. So I kept like trying to darken my darker ink wash, and I knew one of the problems in my previous one was that there was like no contrast, so I really wanted to up the contrast here and make sure I get some darker colors. In the end, I think I could have even gone a little bit darker, because I know in some tattoos, like some of the darker parts of the scales are just plain old black, right? And something about ink wash though, it scares me. If I had been doing this with black watercolor, I think I could have done it. But I don't know, ink wash is still a little bit intimidating, not gonna lie. And it's also the fact that like, did I want to mix a darker one or did I want to just keep layering on? I don't know if it's the paper or the brush or I don't know what it is, but I'm finding a hard time like keeping details. So when I was doing the scales, I would put the ink wash on the paper and it didn't seem like it would move, but by the time it dried, it was all like overlapping with the white spaces, and I was using a jelly roll at the end to clean this all up. But obviously with a jelly roll, if you've used it, you know that it's not always the most opaque. And I also have the Uniball Signo white pen, which is a lot more opaque, but the problem with that is that like the ink flows out really quickly and kind of globs on your page, so it's hard to like get more controlled details. And when I use the Signo pen on my last koi fish drawing, I found it was like messing up the line art, which is why I stuck to the Sakura one here. But obviously it would be best if, I didn't have to fix mistakes in the first place, if I just didn't make any mistakes, Wouldn't that be great, eh? Like for ink wash, are you supposed to use the same type of brushes that you would use for watercolor? Because the brush I was using for this, it holds a lot of water, which I thought was good because then you don't have to keep dipping it back, right? And the more you dip it back, I feel the less control you have over how much water and pigment is on your brush. And I would even like wipe my brush on the edge to get rid of some of the excess water before starting to put down the ink wash. But even then I was finding there's, you know, a lot of water flow here. So I wonder if maybe if I used like a smaller brush or one that didn't hold as much water, it would be a little better. But I don't know. I feel like it wouldn't. Would it? I don't know. If you have any experience with ink wash or like can tell me what mistakes I'm making, what I'm doing wrong, please tell me. But I think that's gonna be it for this video. I'm sure I forgot to say something, but I'm tired. I gotta head to school. First, I gotta get some coffee in me because, like, I need it. I feel like I need it so much. You know, I'm heading to school to TA. Like, I have to stand in front of some tired children, not children, like adults, and talk about stuff they don't want to do. Who wants to do math first thing in the morning on a Friday? Nobody. Anyways, here's hoping that the rest of Inktober is a little bit more on schedule. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and follow me on Instagram at YS, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.